a couple of the top tips that I generally have. Be quite open to suggestions. Don't just come into a market and think I want to set up a company in the UK or I just want to set up a company in India. It's actually, we'll take a step back and go, what should I set up in those regions? And having that meaningful conversation with an advisor, because getting that structure right at the beginning is so important. Trying to unwind the structure after it's been set up is so difficult. And so I suppose that's one of the top tips I would give, is actually understand that market and that region. And there's no harm in talking to about 3 or 4 different people just to get a full picture. It's not about making that one trip. That's not how you find out culturally or find out about the market. It's actually about having regular trips, regular contacts, building up your connections and talking to people and advisors in that kind of region. It's very rare, the US is a prime example, and I think India is the same way, that you get a business transaction from one meeting. It's about going regular, it's about knowing the right people to speak to and building up that relationship. So I do think that you have to understand the culture in that region so you can build up a relationship, and that, when you're looking at your team especially, the right candidates or the right calibre of people to take into those regions as well. I think people, that's a real key fact leading on from there, is actually understanding how you're going to deploy in these regions as well. Is it going to be you going out to these regions? Because that's a lot of time. It's a lot of time and resource that you're going to have to put into it. So do you hire someone out there? Okay, that leads on to employment law and employment questions. So you've got to think about how you structure yourself in that region as well, in terms of who you deploy, how you deploy. So that's the top tips that I'd kind of give.